guys, today I am going to show you what I do in my gardens in order to keep them looking good and stay nice all season long. So let's get started. The first thing I do is get my containers and baskets watered for the day, and today is fertilizing day. So I am getting my injector all set up. This is a quicker way to get everything fertilized if you garden on a very large scale. In this pail I already have fertilizer water mixed. It's mixed pretty heavy. There's 4 cups of fertilizer in here, water soluble. I mix it. Okay, I got the end of the hose of this one hooked up to the spigot, which flows in here, connects here. It flows through the injector, through my hose, and out to go water my plants. So let's get everything looking beautiful. As you can see, once I turn on the water, this here sucks in that fertilizer water through this tube. As you can see, there's blue fertilizer being distributed through this tube here, and that goes in, and then that flows right out through the hose. When watering, be sure to water underneath the foliage. If you're watering over top, you're only gonna smash all that foliage down, and it's not gonna get that nice big bushy look. And then I let it sit in there until I start seeing it dripping from the bottom. That's how I know I watered it completely through. As I'm watering, I also clean up the flowers as I go. That way you're multitasking. This is why I put an injector on a dolly. That way I can take it from spot to spot. You want to make sure to run your hose before you start watering. That way you want to make sure that the fertilizer is starting to run through your water before you place that hose into the next container or basket. How will you know? You'll start seeing it getting tinted a little bit blue. Once I'm done watering, I actually like to go through and just get it cleaned up right away too. So that way it looks nice all the time. I don't have to do this daily. This is, maybe once a week, once every couple weeks. But with petunias, you want to keep up with them. Otherwise you end up with a lot of time taken just to clean them up. And the more you keep them clean, the more that they blossom. And they love fertilizer. Now here's my big guy. This guy, I literally leave the hose in it for about 5 minutes. I don't have to water him that often, but when I do, like I said, I keep it in there for 5 minutes. That's how I know the entire container got saturated with water and got completely fertilized. This guy's just getting started, so I can't wait for you guys to see this container at the end of the season. As that's being watered, I take that time to just go through and just quickly pick up any debris that may be laying on top of the stones, like pine cones, any type of wood chips, any weeds that are stuck in the stones. I get all that cleaned up because I like a nice and tidy space, because this isn't just our garden space, this is our hangout and our outdoor living space. Alright, I'm just taking a little break. It's 2 o'clock, so I'm pretty hungry. Jason picked me up this big cheeseburger, so by the time I go out there, I'm gonna feel like a real Midwestern woman. Alright, so I just got done taking down the biggest cheeseburger I've ever had. So I definitely feel like working now. So what we're going to do next is get into the raised bed gardens. The first thing that I start off with is just cleaning up my garden. So taking off dead blossoms on the flowering annuals and taking all the bad leaves off of any vegetables or herbs and pulling any weeds if there are any. As your plants get really big in the garden, it's really hard for weeds to grow in there. So in these raised beds, there aren't many weeds. Let's get to work. So what I'm going to go through and do is just take off any bad leaves that I find. These right here are my cauliflowers. So I like to make sure that all of the bottom dead leaves come off. This really helps eliminate any bad bugs or anything being attracted to it that can actually hurt your plants. And what's nice about this too is as you clean up these old leaves, it just allows that plant and area there to kind of air out. And it also kind of gives more space for everything next to it to grow. So you're not only cleaning it up, but you're also controlling your garden that way. I even go through and deadhead any flowering annuals. Deadheading just means to take off dead flowers. Now that I got those all cleaned up, I then found that I actually have some broccoli in here. It's looking pretty good. We'll wait till the flower head gets a little bit bigger. We'll pick it and eat it. Bad leaf off. So while I'm cleaning, what I also make sure to do is pick any weeds that are in any of the gravel areas. That way it just helps keep up with it. Now that I got this garden all cleaned up, what I'm gonna do next is use my hand tiller, which is this guy right here. So what I'm gonna do is just cultivate around the plants. That helps with aeration, and then when I go ahead and fertilize, the fertilizer will be able to seep right in and right through. This will help break up that tough soil a little bit. I'll show you what I mean. If you can see, this soil is actually pretty hard. So what we're gonna go in and do is just go like this. What's really nice about this hand tiller is the way that it's shaped. There are lots of them out there, but with one that's shaped like this, it literally does the work for you. You don't really even have to move it super hard. But this is what you want to do. You want to break up that soil. Now I'm fertilizing with a water-soluble fertilizer. So I'm going to cultivate right now and use my hand tiller right now. But if you're using a dry fertilizer, after you clean your gardens, what you actually want to do is, once you're done cleaning, throw your dry fertilizer down and then cultivate. That way it works it into the soil. Then you go ahead and water and it fertilizes it way better than just throwing it on top. But if you're going to be using a water-soluble fertilizer like me, then you want to actually work up the dirt first and then go ahead and water it in. So all I did was change out my pail of fertilizer from the flowering fertilizer to the vegetable and flower fertilizer, Schultz's. I've always used worm castings in the past, mixed with Job's all-natural fertilizer, even up until last year. But this year, I figured I might as well try something new. It's nothing all-natural, nothing organic. It's Schultz's all-purpose fertilizer, so it's for vegetables and flowering annuals. And I have it hooked up into my fertilizer injector, so now as soon as I water, the fertilizer is running right through it. And that's it. That's all I do. Every 2 weeks I fertilize and I till and cultivate inside of my gardens, and that's the secret to their success and their beauty. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. Please take everything and absorb it, use it, and you will have awesome gardens just like these ones. Thank you so much for watching today, you guys. I hope you have an awesome day. Feel free to share. Feel free to subscribe to the Lawrence Network. There's more videos to come on gardening, homes, and family.